What's up, Lake County? I'm Lauren Livingston.
And I'm Emma Rodriguez.
And we're taking you
to the streets. Built in 1926 is the Alice B. McClellan Bandshell. In 1936, it was relocated and enlarged to its present site in Farron Park. On June 23, 1994, it was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. It's located in downtown Eustis and is one of only 2 bandshells in the whole state of Florida. That's all for us, Lake County.
We'll see you next time.
Deuces!
Wow, Chris, I did not know that the bandshell was one of the only 2 in Florida.
Yes, it was pretty interesting. Emma and Lauren did a great job bringing the bandshell right to us.
And our next segment will be the movie segment, in which we will be discussing the up-and-coming movies.
I believe we'll be doing reviews and critiques as well.
Of course, I've heard the hosts are quite the cream of the crop.
The creme de la creme.
And from ourselves to...
I believe ourselves.
Yes,
let's go to ourselves right now.
G'day, Lake County. I'm Gary Turner here with your movies. I'm also joined with our movie correspondent, Chris Rada. Our first movie on the list is Mockingjay Part 1, which is the last book of the beloved Hunger Games series written by Suzanne Collins. This tells the story of our favorite arrow-shooting hero, Katniss Everdeen, as her home District 12 just got destroyed and District 13 is planning a rebellion against the Capitol. Chris, what do you think about this movie?
Now, I went to go see this over Thanksgiving break, and the movie is separated into 2 parts, Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 is out right now, and I went to see it with my family, and it was a very good movie. It wasn't very action-filled, but it was still good for a Part 1, and I'm definitely looking forward to Part 2.
Alright. The next movie on the list is the R-rated comedy Horrible Bosses 2. This is a sequel to the 2011 box office smash Horrible Bosses. The Boneheads are back and they try their hand at a new crime, kidnapping. This is starring Jason Sudeikis, Jason Bateman, and Charlie Day. Chris, what do you think about this R-rated movie?
Now, considering it's R-rated, I would suggest only viewing it if you're age appropriate. But if you do like a good comedy, I would suggest go seeing it just probably by yourself. It's not really a family movie to go see, but if you like a good comedy and you're age appropriate, I suggest go seeing it.
Okay. The next movie on our list is Night of the Museum 3, which is the epic conclusion to this family-friendly trilogy. This is also one of Robin Williams' final movies, and it tells the story of Larry the security guard as he must save the magic that keeps his museum alive. Chris, what do you think about this?
Now, the previous 2 movies were excellent, and I'm expecting the next 2 to be just as good, if not better, and especially since Robin Williams is starring in it, so any fans of him should definitely go check out the movie.
The last movie on our list is Penguins of Madagascar, which is a spin-off of the famous Madagascar series. This tells the story of Skipper and his gang, and they must save the day from the evil Dr. Octopus. What do you think about this, Chris?
The original Madagascar was very good, and the penguins in it were many fan favorites, so this spin-off should be very, very good.
And that wraps up our movie segment.
And now, we have a special guest with us, Nathan Sage. Now, Nathan, how did you like the movie segment?
Oh man, I really enjoyed it. Like seeing your reviews, it actually made me want to go see Night of the Museum 3 because Robin Williams is one of my favorite actors. Like,
really?
I really love him.
I agree.
And after his unfortunate death, I'm really just wanting to relive his moments. That sounds weird.
I agree too. It's okay.
Now on to the cooking segment, which is hosted by you.
Yeah.
Correct?
It is, yeah.
Nice. And what is going to be happening in the cooking segment?
Well, we have our cream of mushroom soup that we're making today by Chef DeAndre Bishop. He's a high-level culinary student at EHS right now.
Okay, is there any more details you can give?
Nah, you'll see that when it comes there.
Isn't that next?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
First, we start off by sauteing 1 cup of sliced mushrooms. Now, it doesn't exactly have to be 1 cup to a T, but you can put more in if you want or less, depending on your preference. Next, we add a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. Now, for the purposes of this video, we used a special Eustis High School culinary base, but for you viewers at home, it's easiest to just use chicken broth and stick with the recipe. Now we add in our first seasoning, thyme. There's only 1/8 of a teaspoon, so you gotta make sure you stir it around real good to make sure it gets everywhere. Right after the thyme is the salt. There's 1/4 of a tablespoon of the salt, so there's more than the thyme, but it's the same idea. Mix it in and make sure it gets all in there. It's at this point that we're going to turn the heat up a bit and get the broth to boiling point. Now we're gonna shred the mushrooms. Now, if you don't have a professional shredder like one of these that we have in culinary, you can just slice the mushrooms up even more before you put them in, because you can't slice them while they're in the pan. That's unsafe. After shredding the mushrooms, we're going to let them cook for at least 10 minutes, while stirring occasionally, so as to not let the mushrooms burn. Now we dump in the butter, a full tablespoon to be precise. The butter is going to give a smoother texture, much like my voice. But wait on that butter, because now we're going to put in the flour as well, a full tablespoon. Now with the flour and the butter together, you're going to stir until all the moisture is picked up. All that chicken broth, just mix it in, and it'll become all creamy like you see now. Once you get the flour and the butter all mixed in, you're going to want to bring it down to a simmer, because we don't need any more heat than we have now. Finally, for the most important ingredient, the cream. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. You're going to want to turn it all the way around in there until the color changes, much like you'll see in a moment. It's a good idea to mix the cream in segments. If you do it this way, it avoids the splatter and getting the kitchen even messier than you're already getting it. Now you're done. Now you can enjoy your soup however you want it. And now it's time for the taste test. It's really creamy, and you can taste the hint of thyme that's in there. This is a really good dish for breaking out the holiday season, because you can use it in your green bean casserole, like for your Christmas dinner, or even if it's just a cold day and you want to just snuggle up next to the fire, you can put this and warm your belly as well. A good way to mix up the flavor if you want is to saute some onions and just sprinkle that on top, and that'll really spice things up. Well, that's all for this segment. And always remember to keep your ovens at 352 degrees.
Oh boy, we shot it.
Well, hey Nate, so how's that mushroom soup?
Oh man, that mushroom soup was great. I gotta say, the little bit of thyme that we put in there made it just that much more delicious.
Awesome. Well, next we have our senior softball signing video. Nate, did you know we had 6 seniors who signed 2 colleges?
Really, 6?
Yeah.
Man, I think it's great that they get to play the sport that they love for their college. Do you know what colleges they went to?
No, but let's find out right now.
Oh, okay.
level. It hasn't been easy, but I have to admit, these 6 girls have always showed determination. They showed fight, pride, heart, everything that I would have dreamed as a coach to have. I had in all these girls, and I really appreciate everything they have done for Eustis High School and our program.
Well, congrats to our softball players, and I wish them luck to their future. Now, Nate, tell us about our football team.
Yeah, we actually have interviews from our varsity captains this year. They're going to tell you a bit about what it's like being on the team, and yeah. This video is brought to you by Katie Petaway, by the way.
Nice. Check it out.
People have criticized Eustis in years past about not having that sense of unity, that sense of teamwork. I think this year we've started to change that. You know, we've all grown up, we've played together since we were little, and it's like taking the field with your brothers every Friday night. And this was the first time this year that I really felt that we had that camaraderie. You know, Eustis has this perception of being the last in the district, you know, being an easy game. And we had the opportunity this year to where we could change that. And to a sense, we did change that, because we went and we gave some good teams a lot of good runs. It came down to executing on every play. Buy-in. That's the biggest thing that anyone coming up through this program can do. You gotta buy in. You know, if you're coming to half of the workouts in the spring and the winter, you're not gonna develop the way you should as an athlete. You really gotta buy into what the coaches have. Our coaches have set a foundation for us to build a dynasty here. And it's not gonna happen now, but down the road. If we can keep getting kids to buy into the program and really give it their all, then Eustis is gonna be a powerhouse like we were 10 years ago.
And walking off the field for the last time was hard. And we listened to the alma mater for the last time in our stands with the band playing it, and get to walk up the stairs one more time. I've always hated those stairs, but cherished the last stair walk.
As a team, we're really close. I like to say it's my family, my second family. There was one play, I believe it was against Lake Weir. The dude jumped up in the air over, I think it was Kobe, and I grabbed onto his legs and I twisted and he just face planted into the ground. It was pretty funny.
One life lesson I learned is that it's mostly teamwork, the teamwork aspect of it, that while you're on the football field, you all have to work together, and not one person can help or hurt the team. It's all 11 players working together to successfully accomplish a goal.
So, what'd you guys think of the video?
Yeah, it was really good.
It was incredible.
Thanks, Katie, for that awesome video.
That's all we have for you, Lake County.
Until next time.
When we tell you
what's new in the 352.